Here's how I spent 8 days in South Korea. I checked into the Moxy Insadong hotel around 6 p.m. My first stop was to get a Korean corn dog, and then I went up to the rooftop bar for a drink. After a 15-hour flight, I was exhausted, so I just called it a night and hung out in my room. The next day, I booked a tour where I was able to see the changing of the guard at Gyeongbok Palace. We also went to Bukchon Hanok Village, a ginseng museum, and also this lookout point. They dropped us off at a market to get some food on our own. I wandered around Insadong for a while, grabbed some souffle pancakes before heading back to my room. Day 3 was my DMZ tour. This was a really interesting tour, and I highly recommend adding on the Mahjong Lake Suspension Bridge. It's not that busy and it's super beautiful. After my long DMZ tour, I grabbed some Korean barbecue at Hongochib, which is perfect for solo travelers. The next morning, I got up to get a caricature at Eggcorn Studio. I highly recommend this. It's affordable and it's really fun. I also did some cafe hopping in Insadong, and honestly, I love this neighborhood. I explored Cheongdok Palace on my own. I definitely recommend getting the Secret Garden tickets, and I like this one better than Gyeongbok. I had an excellent Hanwoo steak dinner at Anyway Beef. You can make a reservation on Catch Table. The next day, I got to Busan and walked around the traditional market in Haeundae. I also walked around Haeundae Beach for a while. The next day was a full day tour of Busan. I got to see the seaside temple. We spent some time learning about Gamcheon village and wandering around. Then we went to the fish market to grab some lunch and had a few other stops along the way. After my full day tour, I went to Busan X the Sky to see the skyline at sunset. Day 7 was my last full day in Busan, and I started it off by having lunch at Ribs of Legend. And I went to Blue Line Park for my sky capsule time slot. I booked my ticket that morning at the office by getting there about 15 minutes before they open. I really enjoyed this activity and I don't think it's overrated. Instead of going to a crowded cherry blossom festival, I decided to use Google Maps and look up some areas that had cherry blossoms. I ended up just exploring on my own, and this was way less crowded, so quiet and peaceful. On day 8, I had an omakase lunch at Now Sushi before heading to the train back to Seoul. I decided to stay at the Nest Hotel at the airport before my early morning flight, and honestly, this was the nicest airport hotel I've ever been to.